So sadly today, I say sadly today, yes, sadly today, it is a 2-video kind of day. Only this one doesn't have the intrigue, it doesn't have the fun of my last video where I was speculating on things. This is just a shitty situation, really. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Hugh McQuaid, and today we are talking about something that has been going on for what feels like ages. The saga of 1PW seemingly comes to a close as the company, the promotion, has halted all events, everything is cancelled, and it looks like 1PW is potentially shutting down. Yeah. So we'll dive into all this in a second, but before we do, please hit subscribe, please like this video, please comment your thoughts on this situation down below as we dive into this really, like I said before, shitty situation. So, I wasn't really going to cover the 1PW stuff because I felt like I don't know too much of the insights. I've seen all the allegations, everything that come out against the promoter, but I feel as though, as someone who covers British wrestling a lot, whether it be the Impact Tour, whether it be Progress, whether it be Rev Pro, Wrestle Carnival, all the shows that I go to, I can't not address it and address just how poorly that 1PW, this new reinvention of 1PW, has been handled. So we'll talk about 1PW now. So 1PW came onto my particular radar when I saw the poster for their revamped show that was going to feature the likes of Rob Van Dam, Cara Noir, Christopher Daniels, and some really big, heavy-hitting stars on that first 1PW show. I can't remember when it was, 2021 maybe, something like that. But it was stacked. It was absolutely stacked. And I was like, what is this promotion that's seemingly just come out of nowhere and is putting on all these, you know, bringing across all these stars, all these incredible wrestlers across? It almost seems too good to be true. And then they had the next show, I think it was called Against All Odds, I believe it was called, something along those lines. And the big match for that show was Matt Cardona versus Will Ospreay, a top tier pay-per-view caliber match. And again, it's just sort of like, okay, what's going on here? There's so much talent going on. As far as I'm aware, those events took place. I know the Rob Van Dam one did because I've watched it. That's the 1PW show that I have watched. And I believe Will Ospreay defeated Matt Cardona to become the 1PW champion. So I believe those two events go ahead. It's just this event that we're going to talk about, Know Your Enemy, which was set to take place in October at the Doncaster Dome, has now been cancelled. In an Instagram post released by 1PW, with regret, 1PW Limited has ceased trading and all future events are cancelled. We would advise customers seeking ticket refunds to discuss the matter with their card issuer or bank. The board of directors are currently seeking professional advice. This comes after a litany, an absolute litany of allegations of fraud and like not paying talent and general dickishness at the main promoter, Stephen Gauntly, I believe his name is. I just can't get my head around the fact that this sort of thing was just happened. It just pisses me off. It really pisses me off because I think we're in a wrestling boom right now. I don't think wrestling has ever been like since I started watching wrestling, since I was a kid, I don't think wrestling has been as popular as it was now. Obviously, I wasn't watching wrestling during the Attitude Era because I was a wee boy, but it is booming, and the UK is doing some of the best professional wrestling in the world right now. Seriously, the output of British professional wrestling has never been better. It is absolutely fantastic, and to see the talent, the incredible talent, being taken advantage of and manipulated for, you know, selfish gain, it's just wrong. It's so wrong. And as someone who wants to break into the industry like myself, this just puts such a stain over the industry as a whole. This situation is so shitty, and I'm going to go to a comment that was left on my Impact Wrestling UK tour review, in which one of my commenters, someone who watched my video, one of my followers, Michael Muirhead1734, I hope I pronounced that right. I would love to go, but I'm at a 1PW show that weekend, and I commented back saying, dying to go a 1PW show, to be honest. That hasn't aged well. Now, Michael, I hope you can still get tickets to Impact. I hope you have an incredible night. Tom Campbell was just announced as being the host for the Newcastle and the Coventry shows. That's going to be fantastic. So I hope you can get a refund on your tickets, because, my God, you deserve a refund on your tickets. Basically, what I'm saying with this video is, I wasn't there. I don't know the ins and outs of what's gone on. As an outsider, this just sucks. It sucks for the fans, it sucks for the talent, and it sucks for British wrestling in general. That is what I have to say about that. There's no sort of backstage shenanigans that I can reveal. I wasn't there. You mad? I'm in Stoke-on-Trent. I don't know how. You don't even know how close that is to Doncaster. But it just infuriates me. Same as, let us not forget, the Wrestling Entertainment Series that was set to take place in Nottingham. Let us not forget that event. This, same level as that, in that it just boils my blood that people were taking advantage of in such a shitty way. That is my rant, essentially. That is my rant. I'm gonna, if you've wanted to hear the 1PW stuff, I've said my piece there. I hope you all just support British wrestling, but not companies that do this. Just don't be a dick. Simon Miller says it best. Don't be a dick. And if for whatever reasons you haven't got the cash to be running a wrestling promotion, why are you running a wrestling promotion? At the end of the day, like, if you can't afford and you're taking loans allegedly from wrestlers, which is what is being said in the report from, I believe it's WrestleZone, that this is just being covered in WrestleZone. It's being reported by the Doncaster Free Press, which I'm assuming is the newspaper from Doncaster where Know Your Enemy was supposed to be held, that it is just crap. Just crap everywhere. You know, language being flown around that I won't repeat. I've probably said worse though, let's be honest. And people coming out and just venting all the negativity about working for 1PW and working for the promoter. But again, what I'd also like to say, I know it sounded like I was tying a bow on this scenario, but I've still got more to say. What I don't want to be forgotten in this is that it seems as though this was just one owner's lack of, decency. Let us not forget the incredible wrestlers who performed on the shows. Let us not forget the incredible staff who probably weren't aware that this was happening. The incredible, merch sellers and the people who worked at the dome itself. People who just were helping. People who weren't aware of any of this stuff and were just there to, make a living and help each other and help support wrestling. 1PW has gone. I'm assuming it's gone. I don't think it can come back. It can't come back for another time. I think it's dead. I think it's completely dead. So in terms of that, it's gone. It's just gone. But there's so much wrestling out there. There's so much British wrestling out there that you could be supporting right now that is just blowing the roof off everywhere. I don't know if that sentence doesn't make sense. But you've got the likes of Rev Pro, team with New Japan for Royal Quest in London. You've got that coming up soon. You've got the Long Halloween from Progress Wrestling. You've got Wrestle Carnival's Survival of the Fittest tournament, which you can go out and check out in Coventry. You've got the Impact Tour that you could also be supporting. You've got Leon Slater on there. You've got Cultaholics sponsoring the X Division match. You've got Pro Wrestling Eve. You've got TNT Extreme Wrestling. There's so many great promotions out there that deserve your time and deserve your money. And let's leave 1PW in the past and go check out the other British independent wrestling, because it's great. It's fantastic. Believe you me, it's fantastic. And I'm going to draw a line on this right now. Let me know your thoughts on the situation down in the comments below, and I'll try and apply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.